What up with it? OGTV tapping in. I've been on the go the past couple of days, man. Yesterday I did drop something. I dropped the video. I'm going to try to put it back up in a little while. For some reason or another, it came out playing super speed. I don't know why. But I just wanted to touch right quick and give my expert opinion on the Mav Hopper situation and why he could be folding or transitioning into, a different variation of his podcast or something. I don't know what you want to call it, but I was definitely one of those people who stopped messing with Mav Hopper behind the whole Fat Joe thing. I really did. I was one of the people who never watched another episode after that. I was offended by that situation, and I stopped liking Buddy. So if this is the end of his podcast, I'm not upset at all. At all. I think he didn't acknowledge the fact that more of his viewers were unlike him than they were. I don't know whether he thought that the majority of these million people that was following him was all the same thing that he was. And, or that he could say whatever he wanted to say to his core audience and they wouldn't go nowhere. Like, that's kind of like arrogant. You know what I mean? Like, nah, I don't think nobody could do that, man. I don't think that's smart for anybody to do. But I think that was the biggest issue with it right there, bro. The fact that he didn't take a stance. He didn't take a stance for the people who were supporting him that was bothered. He didn't take a stance, man. So that's when I said F him. I said F him at that point. So I don't know if he's lost his podcast or whatever the case may be, but if he does, I'm gonna be like, that's good for you. I don't care. That's good for you. No sympathy over here. No sad feelings. None of that. That's good for you. So what? I mean, that'll be my perspective on that. But it was crazy. It was almost no more OGTV. I'm in North Carolina now at my bro house because I was driving back from VA and I almost fell asleep and went off the road in this rain. So I had to pull to my bro house, man, and get some rest. But on another scale, man, I know this don't have nothing to do with no gang politics or no street hood politics or no current events or nothing, man. It's a real life situation, something I want to share with y'all real quick, man. If your brain can't think past hood politics and gang topics, then, man, you might want to get out of here right now. I'm only talking to people who can think. I was talking to one of my partners about how it used to be down here in the South when I was a young boy growing up, right? If you've been in the city your whole life, in NY, you won't be able to relate to this. But if you're from, or if you spent, like I said, a considerable amount of time in the South with family or something, or you from the islands even if you're from the islands, you might be able to relate to this. When we was young kids down here, and we would go outside to play, we could play from morning to nighttime, all summer long, and might not go to the store but like once or twice out the whole summer. We didn't go to the store. Like, when you really think about it, like what people was putting in their bodies, right? When you talk about how people from the South and athletics, they're big, strong country kids, whatever, like, there's always been like the way we looked at them. I can remember, bro, like, we literally ate everything outside, off of trees and from out the ground. Everything. All day long. I mean, like, it was so commonplace. I had plum trees growing in my yard and blackberries growing on like along the side of the fence on the ground. Real blackberries. My neighbor on the corner, the they had peaches growing in their yard. My other neighbor had apples growing in their yard. My homeboy Greg Minga had Down here in the south, in the Carolinas, they got something that's native to this land. It's a wild grape. They come in purple or green, and they're called mustardines or scuppernines, right? They're very popular down here. They will grow out in the wild. They're almost similar, like it's like a mix between what you would know as a grape and a ganepa. Like meaning the hull is so thick you don't eat the actual hull or the skin. You squeeze it into your mouth, you know, like the ganepa. But it's the pulp is more closer to grape-like and juicier. You know what I mean? And it's extremely sweet, and they taste amazing. My homeboy who passed away, Greg Minger, the whole side of his house, the vines were growing down the whole side of his house. So whenever we would just stand on the back porch and hang out, kick it, we could just pluck scuppernines and eat them all day. Even if 4 or 5 of us would stand over there, it would never run out. You could not run out. We could sit there and eat them till we got a bellyache and never run out. They had these weeds that used to grow out the ground. They called them sour weeds. We used to pluck them up and chew on them. I mean, you wouldn't eat it and swallow it, but you would chew on them, and the juice on them gave you this real bitter, sour taste that, like, all the kids who like the sour straws candies now, that was our sour kick. We would chew up the little sour weed all day. The little honeysuckle joint, like we pull it out the back end and leave it. It got the little glob of nectar on it, and you suck on that all day. I mean, like everything we ate was from outside. The 50-cent juices from New York, we didn't touch that. We drunk out the spigot. The chips, the Debbie cakes, all that stuff, we didn't eat none of that. We ate everything from outside. And the reason I'm bringing that up is to say, because right now, in 2025, all that shit is gone. You can't find none of it nowhere. And we be bugging out like, what the hell? Like, yo, these people sprayed something or something happened that just destroyed everything Allah created down here, bro. It's not like that no more. No, sir. No, sir. It's few and far between. Few and far between, man. It's real hard to find stuff like that when it literally used to be all over the neighborhood, like on Front Street, out in the open. You couldn't miss it. You could not miss it. The neighbors didn't mind you. It was so much in abundance. My great-grandparents lived on Farrell Road, on the corner of Abraham and Farrell Road, 6305. It's a lot with the fence around the lot separate from the house now. It used to all be connected. That was my great-grandparents' place. My great-grandfather grew tomatoes and okras and all that in his little garden. But outside of that, all the trees in the yard were pecan trees. You used to have to park the good car under the carport because pecans would be falling from the trees all day. Ping, ping, and then ping your damn car up. You know, you couldn't like eat pecans fresh off the ground because they got the green, like a hole you got to peel off of them. A green hole you got to peel off of them and let them dry out and whatnot first. But my great-grandmother used to give us roasted salted pecans all the time when I was a kid because the pecans were just so abundant in her yard. They were everywhere. Everywhere. They consumed the whole yard. They took up everything. The pecans falling out of trees. All the trees in the yard were pecan trees. So you don't see none of that stuff no more, man. It's like whatever they putting in the air, they spraying something or putting something in the air that killed everything Allah created, man. And my whole thing is, it got to be taking an effect on us too. Whatever they put in the air that killed off all the wild fruits and stuff that we used to eat as kids in South Carolina. Anybody from South Carolina tell you what I'm talking about. It's not there no more. Like, what is that stuff doing to us? Is that like, could that have something to do with like why we don't got families no more and all that crazy stuff, bro? It's something in this damn air, bro. It's really something in the air. They spraying something in this air that's killing nature. And we keep talking about some goddamn rappers and who got kicked out the gang and who snitched. It's a matter of time. My audience growing. It's a matter of time. We're going to be out of Ignorantville.